has been in the second half of the season.
And the streak continues. TSM take down CLG.
TSM is the best team in the second round robin. How do you reconcile that statement?
It can't be wrong, right?
It can't be wrong.
Like we lost.
We'll see if it's wrong come Sunday when they actually play each other.
I would love to be the definitive #1. In my mind, I'm always shadowboxing with an imaginary TSM that's really, really strong. And I bet they are shadowboxing with an imaginary Team Liquid that's unbeatable as well.
TL versus TSM. TSM got the better of them the first time around.
Man's gonna try to keep shooting, and now the Ignite onto Cole this time around. Ben with the damage, flash play for Smoothie. Look at the hook in that first blood. TSM in a 2v2. Negating with the ulti, he's gonna land the stun, they'll jump in, they'll get another pickup here. And of course, JayJ's caught out, he doesn't have his ulti, he's gonna get CC'd up forever.
TSM are just taking full control of this game now. I got him.
Broken Blade onto Impact, looking for the 1v1 solo. Easy! So easy for Broken Blade. TSM will finally slay Liquid.
The first loss of the season for Team Liquid. And this is the TSM that their fans were waiting for.
Are there any teams on your radar now that you've taken down Team Liquid?
I mean, I think just our rematch against TL would be the biggest.
I have a lot of respect and I have a lot of expectations of TSM. Like, I expect them every time we play to play a really, really high-level game.
Welcome back to the LCS Countdown, just under 10 minutes away from Game 1. And you know what? I'm feeling good about today. I think Chat Stats, let's bring it on. I think we'll bring home a win today. Last day of the regular
We've
split.
been doing well.
You were killing the predictions game with over-unders.
Hi, Mark, and Crumbs.
Bring it on.
Welcome back to Jot Stats. I think today's questions provoke fun and will fill you with much-needed pride if you defy expectations and answer them all correctly.
Oh, yeah, I didn't need that
Let's get
undercut
going.
there at the end.
Question
To be
1.
fair, we don't get them
Which
right
player playing today has the lowest ELO based on LCS stock market metrics?
Ooh, playing today.
Your options are Lyra, Bang, Deftly, and Piglet.
I feel like it.
Bang.
Bang?
Bang, because he would have started with average. Oh, so it's actually possible that Lyra
I
could
was
have
gonna say
less
Lyra.
because he would have started lower, and Bang at least had fresh MMR.
How does Piglet get affected by role swapping? Because is this Miglet?
No. His elo,
I think
like,
it's
will just
Lyra.
carry over.
Yeah.
He just
I think
has
it's
his
Lyra.
elo.
Definitely
I think it's
Bang
Lyra.
makes
I'm gonna go
sense.
Lyra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definly
Deftly actually might make the
I'm gonna go with Deftly.
No, he started
I'm gonna Lyra, yeah.
Lyra.
The correct answer is Lyra at 65 ELO,
Yeah.
who started the split at 83 ELO.
I told you, I feel good about this day.
Yeah,
We got it. We're
Definitely is
gonna.
on the rise after the.
Yeah, he's been winning.
We're gonna
last
crush
night.
him here. We're gonna crush him. All right, bring it on. Bring it on.
You know?
Question 2. This split there will be at least one team with an under 50% win rate in the playoffs. When was the last time a team with a losing record made it to the playoffs?
Wait, so when was the last time an 8 and 10 team made it? Which was.
Or are they asking what
It wasn't
team
at all last
what
year. 'Cause That was
playoffs?
all like the 11 and 17.
Right.
Like
So I would
what
say
team?
20
It's
Wait,
what
no,
team?
we have to figure out what team.
Right. But first I'm trying to just figure out when was the last time an 8 and 10 team made it, because it wasn't
I'm
last
gonna
year.
say Digging
So then
Shot,
we're looking at 2017. So we're looking for a 2017 or a 2016
P1 teams were playing. They were against a CLG. That wasn't.
Was it FlyQuest?
I'll say CLG.
FlyQuest? When I was on it?
I feel like it might be a meme
Ooh.
answer.
Dig, yeah, I'm
Could
gonna
be
say
FlyQuest.
Dig.
It's
Just
just
say
they started
Jake
off like-
Fly. I'll say.
I'll go FlyQuest with high. I like
I'm going
that.
CLG.
The correct answer is Envy in 2017 summer at 8 and 10.
All right, so it was 2017.
We were right about
summer.
that,
We were
yeah.
right about that not being last year, but
It was on
Envy.
Team Envy.
Well, that was Lyra.
That was
Yeah, that was the
yeah,
Lyra.
That was,
Apollo.
Oh, okay.
It was that whole squad.
Niski.
Yes.
Niski was on that.
Right? Yeah, good point.
Throwback.
Okay, interesting.
Final question that is loads of fun. Which is taller, the three analysts stacked on top of each other or Saturday's foldy sheet?
It's got to be Saturday.
All right,
Holy-
okay.
Wait a minute.
Well, here,
What's our high
luckily,
combined? Hang on.
luckily, I have Saturday's
What's our
foldy
combined
sheet.
height?
Okay. Here.
Yeah, the foldy sheet.
No, here. Get on my shoulder.
That's about half of the folded
no,
sheet,
yeah,
by the
still
way.
going.
It isn't
Wait a
even
minute.
fully rolled out. Mark,
I
you
just
want to go
go-
ahead and kick that?
Yeah. If I
Go ahead and kick that out.
keep this going.
Yep. All right, now I need you to lay down next to it.
Wait, I don't think...
Let's get a sense here of how tall Mark is.
It keeps rolling up.
Oh, no! The foldy sheet.
Cheater.
Wait, so how long is it? What is that?
18
The foldy sheet is taller at 18
I think we're
foot,
actually, it's a few
10
inches.
inches.
6 foot.
You're not
Grow
6
better
foot.
I'm
analysts.
5'11".
How tall are you?
That's a lot closer than I thought.
Everybody
It's
has to be
very
6'3".
close. But yeah, you're 6'2",
6'2",
6'1",
yeah,
6'2", and under
5'11".
6. Yeah.
You have
So
to
no.
at least be 6'3".
I didn't think it was gonna be close.
Foldy sheet is just a wee bit taller. A wee bit taller. I'm not gonna bother
Bottle that
rolling
for us.
this up.
Just
This will
leave.
take me like a good year.
Well, we got a while. Keep going.
Thank
yeah.
you for participating in a wonderful split of Jot stats.
Jot
If I could
stars.
feel pride, I'm sure I would feel some right now.
This might take a
But
while.
I do
This
not
is gonna
feel
take a while.
pride.
We got time.
I feel numbers. Adios, mis amigos.
Adios.
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 I like
Yeah.
how
Didn't try
I like
to
how like, none of the stage managers have,
was a good
managers
day.
have come to help you.
No, they're leaving like,
This is his
you got
workout.
it's dry right now. It's all
here's-
right. I was told we got 5 minutes. Oh, Joel's coming to help me out. Here you
like,
go.
he-
Thank you so much. That would have taken forever. That was a pretty good day of Jet Stats.
Yeah,
I got
that's a good question.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Not bad.
I like that we were able to actually compare and measure right at the
And that
right
was sweet
the
too.
question.
That was sweet. Just so everyone is aware, this is how big the foldy sheet is now.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot smaller from yesterday to today. We
The
only
previous
have-
one was roughly like 25
there you go.
pages or something. Now it's down to 1
We're
page.
down to just 1 page, so don't worry, we'll keep tracking that throughout the day. Now, before we take a look at predictions, Mark pretty firmly asked for an update to the predictions game ahead of today's show.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of predictions is not just participating in the challenges, which you've been nice enough to, but you don't actually give your own thoughts. So now you're going to
Right.
get a chance to predict our predictions and run through some doors in our shoes. You guys, it'll make sense in a second. Just watch.
Team Liquid versus TSM, that's game 4 of the day, and it's a big one. I believe I'm guessing High's prediction here. So TL, TSM. I think that High is going to go ahead and put his money behind TSM taking down TL once again. If this were Mark, I would go with TL.
You think so?
I do, I think so. I think he went for TSM. Mark's prediction for CLG Echo Fox. Gotta go the hot Echo Fox right now. 3-0 win streak. That's who I think he went for, so we're going for it. I asked the audience for some help as they've all gathered around to watch me fail miserably, and they've put their money behind FlyQuest, and I'm gonna do the same. I have belief that our 4th place team will take down the 5th place team. So here we go. Oh, please, Lord.
Have fun!
I'm gonna bruise a little bit from that.
You attack those.
The
you
first
went
one,
hard on that.
the first time I hit the wall, I was
We were
not
worried. You went
expecting
head
that.
on.
You
That
still
would've been-
broke the sheet. When
I
you
did.
went
I went through the sheet and met the wall on the other side. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I have to thank the whole team behind it that sets up these games for us. I will
yeah.
say, though, they tested the running through paper part. They didn't test the wall
None of
part.
them wanted to run into a
They
wall.
left that for me to figure out in the moment about whether or not the wall
more
would
genuine
actually
though, you know?
function or
More
work. So I ran straight into it. All right, well, you saw me guessing some of their predictions, but let's go ahead and take a look at the predictions in their entirety for our final day. Let's remember that Mark is 1 ahead in the predictions game, so High needs to get 1 right over Mark to tie it all up, and he has the space to do it in
my
our
God.
3rd and 4th games of the day. I see that's where you guys disagree. Clutch versus Cloud9, or now Cloud9 Academy coming in, and then, of course, TSM versus Team Liquid. Let's talk through those games. First off,
Yeah.
I want to know
Let's
why
find
you got
out.
faith in Clutch here, even over the substitute.
Well, that's the wrong word right there. I don't know if I have faith in
Yeah,
Clutch
stalking
per
them.
se.
Yeah, stalking,
but I
sorry.
have 13 whole stacks of Clutch Gaming, and, you know,
I need to get the victory through the money and through the predictions.
There you go. So
I got
double
2
whammy.
stocks in CLG, and I still went against them.
I got 13 stocks.
I have
I'm vested.
7 of them, so I went with CLG.
All right, so you went with CLG because of the stocks, even though I think in actuality the hot Echo Fox is probably the favorite.
Okay, it'll
Probably
be
the
our
favorite
it'll be our
team.
stats called it too.
I love though that the TSM and TL game is split down the middle. We got Mark and StatSpot going with TL, the favorite by standings, but then we've got you guys saying that TSM's going to do the same thing they did last time and walk away with a 2-0 head-to-head.
Well, you know, I criticized him for predicting the team he has stock in. I may or may not have a lot of TSM stock.
Why is it that you think TSM is going to win this game, though? Because I think a lot of people would still consider this to be an extraordinarily close matchup.
Right. I don't believe TSM has lost a single game in the second half of the split still, right?
They've lost one, but they do have the best. They do have the best record on the
They've
second
been popping
half.
off. Team Liquid is kind of in a slump, like they said themselves. They didn't look so hot yesterday. And I don't know. I just feel like TSM has kind of got their thing together. They've been working on the same thing all split with their mid game, and I think they've pulled it together now.
And Mark, why TL? They coming back angry?
Yeah, I think this is a huge statement game for them, and you know, there's all the bad blood that's between TL and TSM in terms of the players leaving and joining TL and stuff like that. So I think this is still a game that Double, if you heard him talking about it in the video, he is hyped up for this game, and so I think that will kind of revitalize them. And maybe the game earlier in the week was a bit of a trap game.
It's a huge matchup, to say the least. Of course, that is our 4th game of the day. For now, we got to toss it over to freaking Kobe for game 1.
Thank you very much, Dash. Welcome to the battle arena. I love the applause.
They're too fast. They're really offbeat.
Well, they started doing the cheering and yelling and whatnot. That's probably my job. But this is going to be an incredibly exciting match. Both these teams are indeed locked for playoffs. However, they can shake up their seeding. If FlyQuest win, they lock exactly 4th. They get side selection in their quarterfinal. Golden Guardians, if they win, will tie FlyQuest, will tiebreak at the end of the day to get that 4th seed and get side selection. That's going to be what Golden Guardians are playing for. On the flip side, if GGS lose, they can fall to 6th based on tiebreakers later on. That's allowed to talk about tiebreakers here. We are on a champion select, and Karthus is banned away from Froggen.
You're surprised. Yeah, the
mild shock.
Hyperscaling late game AP threats from the mid lane definitely have been a big strategy for Echo Fox since they have been focusing on that late game, but I really do feel like people are not giving enough credit to Froggen's LeBlanc and Assassin play as well. I think it's been quite good. I think the main factor, though, is Contractz giving some early pressure to that lane has been a lot of success for Golden Guardians. Meanwhile, top lane for Viper has been a hot point. People have banned Jace is one of the most banned champions versus FlyQuest. Riven is also tied with Jace right up there, and that one has been
It's the hover, just in case. But Lissandra, not a surprise at all, is the queen of pro play right now. So, yep, that one's going to be locked in. That'll remain that way for quite a while. That can still flex mid and top. Hauntzer puts the Riven Hover to counteract the Viper Riven Hover, but wait to see what Golden Guardians actually plays. You did mention Contractz' early jungling being a big factor in Golden Guardians' wins. There have not been any jungle bans, so Contractz can get his pick of the litter right here. We saw his Kindred yesterday, but today it's going to be Rek'Sai.
Yeah, early game jungler here. Not a big surprise for Contractz. Wants to go super hard with the ganks early on. Rek'Sai is a perfect champion to do that. Doesn't scale that well as far as looking towards the late game, but they also have locked it in tandem here with a Tahm Kench. One of the best supports at pushing through the mid game. Abyssal Voyage is just such a big tool for professional play. Olleh, as soon as you hit level 6, you can try and gank another lane. You can try and go on with your jungler. And we'll see if the Devour becomes a very big part of their team fight as well.
Yeah, going to be excited to see what kind of backlander comes through. I still think team fight comps for Froggen and Deftly are the best of the day for Golden Guardians. We can see Braum coming in here for FlyQuest and support. That'll counteract that Tahm Kench, so now it's going to be seen that a Nocturne might indeed be another high mobility champion to get around the map and possibly counteracting what Tahm Kench does here for Santorin.
Yeah, even with neither team picking one of their top laner yet for a possible split push, they're getting tools in preparation for this showdown between Hauntzer and Viper. As you mentioned, Nocturne also very good at attacking and defending split push strategies when the map is spread out, very similar to Tahm Kench.
It is interesting to see Varus come through here for Deftly. I feel like you've got your pick of the litter here of bottom laners entirely, and although Varus did get bug fixes a couple patches ago and is certainly an okay champion, I feel like there are generically stronger ones, especially when Braum can block your Q and Nocturne can actually make your life difficult on Varus, requiring Tahm Kench to babysit you.
Yeah, I mean, you're picking it into Nocturne and Lissandra, both extremely good at getting back to a marksman that has no dash or jump to get away. So it's definitely going to be difficult for him. I would say that maybe he will go the lethality build and try and spike really early on in the game. And if that is in combination, you know, with a successful Rek'Sai path early on, then it could be a lot of eggs thrown towards early game here for FlyQuest.
Absolutely, and there's even the off chance that Varus plays mid lane and it's somehow a good pick into Lissandra. I don't think it is, but we've seen Varus there before, so who knows? Yeah. Assassin's getting dropped off the table, of course. LeBlanc and Akali removed away from FlyQuest. They are still expecting something aggressive to come out from Viper or Pobelter. Top laners banned away on the FlyQuest side with Vladimir and Kennen dropped off. And again, they're Riven Hover.
Yeah, I think this is a good double ban on AP top laners possible here since the Golden Guardians are already showing the Varus and Rek'Sai. A lot of AD damage. They're going to need some AP so that FlyQuest won't pick up, you know, last pick tank or something there and have an easy itemization. Hard to itemize against true damage, though. Vel'Koz passive definitely does a lot of work.
All right, so Froggen's first Vel'Koz of the split. Normally very good against mid-range mages, but we know Lissandra can close that gap.
And again, this is a huge backline source of damage for Froggen. And this could be Golden Guardians looking for Siege. We mentioned the possible lethality build for Varus. Vel'Koz as well, super long range, different damage types, so those can combine quite well, I think.
I'm curious then if this is going to be the core 4 of the squad. What's that 5th member going to be? Will it be coming in to join, or is it going to stay to the side lane and keep Viper busy?
The first pick, Tahm Kench, makes me think that it's going to be something of a 4-1, and it will be a split champion, so they'll have Hauntzer off on the other side, and then the 4 rest of them grouped up there with the mid pressure and Tahm Kench to kind of go between. Meanwhile, FlyQuest, they finish it up here with a Lucian to complement the Braum. A classic for the bottom lane, kill lane.
Really strong, aggressive dual lane. Varus can, with his extra range, do some decent things there in the bot lane. And Cho'Gath will come through for Hauntzer. Got buffed a couple patches ago as well. Wonder if we're going to start seeing it in pro play. I believe he should not really be bullied at all by this Aatrox, or even the Lissandra based on what matchup actually comes through here. I think either way, Hauntzer can feel comfortable in the one-on-one up there and keep his opponent busy.
Yeah, it's not necessarily going to scale into a split pusher like we might have been thinking with the Tahm Kench and Nocturne floating around.
Right.
So it does seem like Golden Guardians have chosen door number 2, and then Cho'Gath can come through. It can be a very big frontliner, and I have to say it's one of the most annoying things to deal with as a Lissandra. The Claw is very predictable. You know exactly where Lissandra is coming in, and unless she instantly has Flash, it's very easy for Cho'Gath to land that silence. Very big AoE, and you can combo that with knockups quite well too. The only drawback of Cho'Gath as the main tank for a team is that the crowd control are skill shots. It's not guaranteed. It's not point and click, so they might need some setup, maybe a Flash knockup from a Rek'Sai or something like that, or just good play and hitting your AoE skill shots.
All right, gonna be a fun one. A couple of new champions coming out here. We got Vel'Koz first time of the year here for Froggen and Cho'Gath. Almost certainly the first of the year for the LCS. I don't remember seeing that champion at all yet. As we get ourselves ready to go onto this one, it's definitely a poke team, a tank top laner here for Hauntzer. We'll see how much he joins the squad. As Haunting Nocturne for Santorin is gonna be trying to get to the side lanes and you know, find those 2v1s or 3v1s against the Cho'Gath, or pick off a Vel'Koz as time goes on. Fighting for playoff position right now, FlyQuest and Golden Guardians doing battle start out the day. Playoff implications are here. Let's get ourselves into the game. Summoners Rift awaits.
2 playoff teams already qualified, going at it early. Let's see what we can get here. Stopwatch on the side of Santorin, as well as Froggen and JayJ. Always count your stopwatches early on in the game. Those might be the sites of tower dives.
All right, so as they square off, waiting to go into playoffs, if you need a way to rep one of these teams heading into playoffs, make sure to check out the official jerseys on lcsmerch.com so you can be super fanned out for the postseason. Maybe we'll see you in St. Louis, and you'll be wearing pretty colors.
And remember, the changes that you mentioned in 9.5 for Cho'Gath were simply easy damage increase on the Vorpal spikes. a little bit of extra flat damage, so those autos will be a little bit stronger. Helps out with the wave clear as well.
Yep, pretty meaningful buff, actually. I think Cho'Gath is completely viable, and good to see him back around. I've been waiting to see which kind of tanks would show back up in the meta, and Cho'Gath, one of the first ones to reappear. It's been very mage and fighter heavy up there.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I've been talking to so many of the top laners and teams as well, and I've heard a lot about Maokai, but we still haven't seen him picked. Maokai and Hecarim have gotten a lot of...
Speaking of tanks getting picked, Olleh at half HP when the lane even starts. A couple autos by Deftly, but certainly a health lead there for FlyQuest.
Yeah, try and trade back a little bit there, but that's going to be a nice little start to the lane for WildTurtle and JayJ. Especially with the Braum Lucian, that's going to go a long way. Tahm Kench is the one that you want to target.
Yeah, of course, pretty standard lethal tempo here for Deftly. If you land the E, get the attack speed right afterwards and push. First, will still go to Golden Guardian's side. It'll be slightly under the FlyQuest turret, but there's room to auto if you need to.
Now,
pretty simple clear in this mid lane.
Yeah, mid lane here, just trying to wave clear for the early stages. Definitely do have good setup on both sides, by the way. Since Rek'Sai can flash in for a knockup, followed up by a Vel'Koz knockup, it's the jungler setting up the mid laner. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lissandra is the one that has to set up for Nocturne, but she definitely has a very easy time of doing that. So that's why you can see Froggen has taken cleanse on the Vel'Koz as well. If there is that initiation from Pobelter, he's got a couple ways out.
Well, right now, small deficit for Hauntzer here in this lane, as there's many more minions to kill, and the health bar a little bit low. Hasn't checked his first potion yet, but will have to sustain back up as Viper's bullying a little bit up here.
Yeah, one of the biggest things for Cho'Gath and kind of the breaking points for Cho'Gath lanes are, can you bully him enough early to keep him off the minion wave? Because he gets so much sustain through finishing off those minions. Viper doing a pretty good job here of keeping Hauntzer low, and a couple of his minions have died as he's trying to auto-attack in the air.
Yeah, but if you can deny 6 CS by pushing off the lane, that's worth the 6 CS you dropping out by not last hitting. Now, Santorin heading topside, and again, a half-health Cho'Gath is a gankable champion, especially if Nocturne's behind him. There's just enough runway up here.
Flashes are ready.
Yeah, and it's still pushing forward. Finds one knock-up, and depends what he does. If he walks forward, this is a gankable.
It's for sure gankable. I thought he was going to go on the knockup, but if they see him, all they need even is a little bit of vision right now to know that he's still in this lane. Hauntzer has been pretty careful.
Okay, we're going to see mid lane first. An easy claw for Pobelter makes him safe, but now it's to the top side. He's so far away. There should not be a way out for Hauntzer. Pulled back in, the Dustbringer in as well, and he's just going to try to last his minions, get a little bit of gold, but he's not long for the world. First blood goes through to Santorin.
Yeah, you could tell he felt uneasy about the positioning, trying to hide as long as possible in the brush, but patience pays off for Santorin, camping there for the top laner. Viper is able to get a lead in the lane, and Santorin's able to get the kill money on Nocturne, which will fund the early warrior enchantment for more cooldown reduction and damage behind your ultimate. This is going to be huge. Nocturne, a champion that can definitely snowball very effectively. Looking at these lanes, Cho'Gath, no escape. Froggen on the Vel'Koz has to use summoners for escapes as well. So both those solo lanes are very, very good Nocturne targets.
You can see Deftly putting in the early summoner heal, which I think is it's okay because Ignite would have cut that in half, and he was worried about the all-in coming in. So chose the very risk-averse play, but now one less summoner means that fight could look really good. They're gonna find the Ignite now. Nice by Olleh to grab him. That stun won't land. That will be a living Varus, but the health bar now quite low without a TP to get back to lane.
Yeah, I really like that. You want to devour before the last auto comes in so the damage doesn't go off, the proc doesn't go off. You don't always want to wait for the CC to land and then take them out of the CC. Does deny some damage there. WildTurtle and JayJ, though, still very solid hold on this bottom lane, pushing up, and that means easy drag and control for Santorin. Will Contractz get anything done on the top side? Once Dragon does go down, you get that global screech, and you'll know that the Nocturne is there, and Contractz, as you can see on the mini-map, is already headed up towards Viper.
Flashless Aatrox, no ward spots Contractz coming in, so this is the play. Gonna blue smite, find the knockup, the jump. It's gonna be enough of the flash to get over it, so Rupture won't land, and that's not gonna be anything.
Yeah, good flash there from Viper to get out of it. They do get the flash, but they know that they have lost the objective. Bottom side does turn into a Mountain Drake for FlyQuest.
Pretty worthwhile. I'll burn a flash for a Drake, even a Mountain one early on, and now Froggen looking towards Pobelter. Not gonna go for the play, claws up, so there's no easy gank. Gotta find a Q slow in the comment, but that's all.
CS going pretty evenly traded in the mid lane as well. Neither of them denying too many to the tower. Fairly close in wave clear during the early stages, but we're now hitting level 6s for both of these mid laners. And the kill pressure is definitely there. Definitely gonna keep an eye on the junglers, especially that experience bar for Santorin as he just gets denied his wolf camp. Contractz on the way out there after stealing it.
Yeah, junglers, as far as matchup is concerned, it is a 400 gold lead, pretty much straight up for Santorin here, which you expect from the first blood, but it means the farm difference is negligible. Was able to get the same CS while also getting a kill up there, so more efficient jungling. Santorin power ranked as the number 2 or 3 jungler in NA this split, and looks like it.
Remember also the dragon giving you significant gold now too.
That's worth a camp.
Definitely helps a lot when you want to go for team objectives, but you don't want to fall behind. Now you don't really have to concede anything.
Yeah, just takes a lot longer than killing chickens, but obviously worthwhile when your camps are respawning anyway. So yeah, I gotta say, all around Santorin having a really good start to this one. Contractz should be hitting 6 right now, 7 minutes in, pretty reasonable timing.
Yeah, Contractz definitely have a lot of burst potential once hitting level 6 with Nocturne. He does have Flash ready and has gone Conqueror, so there's a huge amount of damage output that's possible. You just need to get it into a lane and convert.
And I want to commend Golden Guardian's early laning. Despite the first blood, the 600 extra gold that FlyQuest have earned, it's a tied game in gold overall. Hauntzer, despite the death, actually doing very well in farm. The bot lane up 15 as well, even despite Deftly losing that summoner early on. So these lanes are going well, even making up for that early game.
Yeah, a lot of it is that CS discrepancy in the bottom lane. Definitely an Olleh getting the last hits on minions, even though every time we've panned the camera over that lane, Turtle and JayJ have been the ones pushing.
And of course, that's against Lucian Braum, like one of the most aggressive and scariest duo lanes. You have the early heal burn for reasons because of that matchup, but still holding on.
And I would say the eyes have been on this bottom lane. Probably the most critiqued aspects of the Golden Guardians
and
team.
Nocturne.
Everybody will be heading down here, but Contractz will see.
Yeah. And they just stopped in the river there. No longer getting tracked by Tremor Sense as FlyQuest move around and try to get rid of some of this. And now once again, movements. And there is Santorin. They know it could be almost 4 down here. Lissandra, though, back into the lane. So they know it's only 3, and Contractz going to defend the dive, so they will remain safe. Turtle, oh, he stays to kill the ward. And honestly, worth it. Doesn't really take too much damage in the back half.
Yeah, just a little tongue lash there. They are going to continue on with the invade and follow that up with a blue buff steal here for Pobelter. So it does deny some. Actually, they'll just give their own over to Pobelter, it looks like. But it does deny some amount of lane pushing for Froggen on the Vel'Koz. I don't think he's too upset about it, though. This guy's lost chapter. Shouldn't be feeling too bad. Vel'Koz, once you start getting enough points into your W, has a very easy time annihilating waves.
Oh, here comes play to the bottom side right now. They got good damage from Turtle. Knocked out by the Rek'Sai. They might have the damage. Ult comes in. He's so low, but they might also get the kill. Nice pickup right there. Chonk back into safety. A kill in the bottom lane. What a good play from Golden Guardians.
Yeah, everybody involved there. Look at the teamwork. With Olleh taking the Abyssal Voyage super deep in, Contractz knows he can use the ultimate early on Rek'Sai. They get the big chunk, definitely following it up with the arrow, gets the kill, and having the confidence in Olleh to get that Devour down, take him immediately out of tower range. They didn't even take too many tower hits there.
Yeah.
Not much return damage at all. Very quick and efficient play for the Golden Guardians on the bottom side.
Really nice stuff. So that kill makes it pretty good for Golden Guardians. Watch that fight once again as Tahm Kench just brings in the Rek'Sai under the turret.
Yeah, one of the things for Champion Select pointing out the Abyssal Voyage, Olleh uses it to deliver Contractz. After the damage there, thought he might be able to slip away, but Deftly lands the Q.
Yeah. Sadly, mistimed fissure for JayJ means no stun came out, and that maybe hurts them a bit. Would have bought a second or so, and who knows what that would have been. Either way, the dive still works, and the health bars are pretty high. The Golden Guardians now sitting on an 18 CS lead here in bottom lane. First 100 was already the mid laners, but next up is Deftly. Olleh kills a ward and can start moving around the map with his boots and his upgraded Sightstone.
All right, Dragon number 2 is going to be a lot more interesting. After that kill, and with the CS lead that Deftly's been able to hold on to, his ultimate should come back up soon. And of course, there's a big summoner spell difference in the bottom lane. Golden Guardians did not use their bottom laner summoners to pull off that kill. Meanwhile, FlyQuest burning a lot trying to escape.
Push in right now, but yeah, you're mentioning the summoner's mostly gone. A repeat gank could happen. Contractz just waiting the wings. There's actually not any wards that would see him come down, but So far, it's FlyQuest playing safely enough that they're going to be okay. Mid lane still going equal in farm. Top lane the same despite first blood. So it's action on the bottom side as Rek'Sai kills a control ward and now goes for this Ocean Drake as Froggen's nearby as well. Has shoved in mid. Lissandra's close, but they see Pobelter on that ward.
Yeah, just pull it out, and I think they should be able to go for it. Santorin does have Paranoia available. He can join the fight. He can go for a Smite Steal.
Oh, first it's damage to the turtle. It's going to get shut down and disintegrated, but a steal on that Drake goes over to the blue team. A kill on the Rek'Sai as well. The fight breaks out. The front line's going to fall to Hauntzer, kills off JayJ, and they're still going in. A nice chop by Olleh, but the flash forward could mean some kills. Jumping into the front line, looking for a stun, looking for a little bit more is Santorin, but they can't yet get Golden Guardians. They spread out. They look for the silence on the Pobelter. He can't get anyone just yet. They indeed shut him down. What a silence. Golden Guardians lose the Drake, but they win the fight.
Yeah, Golden Guardians are going to be able to get 2 kills for 2 there in the trade. Dragon for Santorin as he slips in on the Nocturne and is able to grab it though. All right, let's take another look at how it all started up. WildTurtle walks up and Froggen was looking for him the entire time. Immediately takes out the enemy AD carry. But on the other side, FlyQuest destroy the Golden Guardians jungler, plus taking the Mountain Drake. And with Viper heading down here on the Aatrox provides a huge amount of damage. They chase through, and Pobelter actually oversteps with that claw. As we said, it's very easy for Cho'Gath to land your silence on the claw. You know exactly where Lissandra is coming through, and Hauntzer from the brush is able to get a very easy silence. They turn it around and pick up the extra kill there to even it up.
Yeah, 3-1 in that fight. Golden Guardians did a pretty good job despite losing that Drake, which might pay off later on. Here, though, with the gold lead and a bit of extra map pressure, they're going to grab this Shelly without much issue. And we'll see where that one goes. Who they're going to donate 300 gold to with a couple of plates. Keep in mind, plates are dropping in 50 seconds. They got to summon it soon if they want extra gold out of this. As they send their dual lane top side, Ruin King already done. Moving towards the Zeal upgrade is Deftly most likely. Probably a Hurricane. Rek'Sai goes back towards mid lane, so maybe it will be donated towards Froggen. Just, yep, there it is, the summon. And 320 gold will go to Froggen pretty soon here.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw what he was able to do with a spell combination onto a backline member, taking Turtle down by that Tri-Brush. You get some extra money on him, the Ludens is already done, and it will be very, very difficult to deal with this early pressure.
A lot of damage for this JayJ. I could almost see the ult getting committed there just to force more cooldowns out. They will kill off the Herald before another plate drops. We saw Contractz and Froggen share the money, so 160 apiece, and then Olleh rotates right back to top side to push Turtle out. Nearly gets caught out, but able to dash to safety.
Very good use thus far in the game of the Tahm Kench. The Abyssal Voyage on cooldown, basically, either to set up ganks or make plays across the map, transitioning from objective to objective, and the Golden Guardians are on a very good pace here, keeping up the tempo quite nicely.
Golden Guardians, keep in mind, if they win this, they can fight for 4th place in the regular season. This is a team that got back-to-back 10th in LCS and Academy, and then started 0-4 in this season. And they are pushing forward. They are now the odds favorite with how this game is going of being the 4th seed in playoffs with the roster shakeup. I mean, truly, in my opinion, a remarkable turnaround. Of course, more games to be played, but impressive all the same. FlyQuest, of course, in 4th right now, but that could slip. And we'll see as they continue to try to do battle here. Pobelter clearing away the mid lane, and we'll see what the next step will be. Nocturne is back available for Santorin.
Yeah, right now it's very dangerous for FlyQuest. They don't have much deep vision, so you can see just kind of heading through the river, trying to get a little bit of neutral territory to work with. Even with that paranoia, you know, Froggen right now has double summoners on the Vel'Koz, and he's level 11. If you overcommit to trying to kill a Vel'Koz, the return damage can be insane, and you can die on the way out if you don't place the flash quite correctly.
Watch your backliners then. Definitely takes a bit of damage, but actually 0 because Guardians are pretty good keystone. And still waiting. Both junglers kind of near that top side a little bit. Rek'Sai and Nocturne both just a few seconds away from joining in that fight, but not just yet. Still waiting for the mid side. Luden's Echo done this time around. Froggen does have a blue buff. And it's just a trade of farm down there. In fact, equal CS exactly at 1540.
And they've fully committed to the lane swap here with the Dragon coming up very soon. I think this does give advantage over to the Golden Guardians because they're the ones with the Tahm Kench and their duo being top. They can just have the duo back up a bit if they really want this Ocean Drake. And one Ocean Drake aside would be very good for them. Mostly the second Ocean Drake, if FlyQuest got it, would be a huge denial because, again, a Varus plus Vel'Koz grouping up is definitely difficult to go with, even though Deftly has gone with the on-hit build Varus rather than going with the poke lethality version. Still very difficult to deal with the long-range ultimate snares into Vel'Koz damage. Someone can get combo down.
Absolutely, and keep in mind that the new mage items as of like a year and a half ago, they don't give basic command regen anymore. If you're staying out and sieging for a long time with someone like Vel'Koz, you will eventually boom. We've seen team fights like that where the mage comes in at 10% mana because they've been laning so long, so will have effects to Vel'Koz coming across team fights. Looks like no contest at all. Golden Guardians have the map control now. 1700 gold lead, gets pressured a little bit more. That Ocean Drake picked up. That's going to be a lot of extra regen.
All right, going to be a reset after that. What can FlyQuest do during this short period? It looks like they're just going to push in a couple minion waves here. And it's up to Golden Guardians. They're in the driver's seat currently. Rek'Sai, fully available. Almost the level 11 there for Contractz. Has a little bit more experience that he's going to need before he gets access to the lower cooldown ultimate. Bottom lane, though, will quickly take down this turret as they try and defend topside and trade.
That's first turret of the game. So 150 bonus for doing that first, but fairly close, fairly small trades.
The stare down.
Yeah, just on each other's wards or on their own wards, just across the brushes, knowing what's going on. Tremorsen sees JayJ, so does the actual eyesight. And that red buff is going to be stolen away. Oh, Froggen finds some damage. They can actually burn this. Ult comes in. Well, they ult. They could kill JayJ. He doesn't press the button. Contractz could have gotten a kill right there. I think he's guaranteed to die if he presses it.
I think the damage ticker wore off. You have to have pretty recently damaged them.
Did he not land a Q?
No, I think...
Or did it get blocked by the field?
We're going to have to see a replay.
Okay.
You know, there's definitely a couple factors there that would contribute to it as he was able to back off, but definitely was a dangerous situation. I think the other contributing thing would be that they had no vision of any of the rest of the members of FlyQuest, and that right there was actually a display of restraint from Contractz. Yeah, that's some nice burst damage from Vel'Koz when you get all of the spell penetration added in. This is why people rush the Oblivion Orb. Oftentimes they'll just sit on the Oblivion Orb and go for their next full mage item afterwards, but that in conjunction with your Sork Boots and a Luden's Echo is probably one of the peak points of burst damage.
They press Nocturne, they press TP, they're going for this fight, they're gonna jump right in! Look at the crowd control! Trying to pick out Froggen, trying to kill anyone they possibly can. Definitely get saved, but they're not gonna save the Vel'Koz. 1 for 0. Hauntzer late to the party, he couldn't TP right on time. They find a route, but JayJ has a stopwatch. Can they re-engage? They're gonna try. Oh, that's a big chop, but killing for the Hauntzer. Very tanky, still has to flash away from that stun. 1 for 1 long term, but killing a mid laner worth a lot more.
That was definitely a great engage by FlyQuest, but Golden Guardians still get a kill on the way out and do trade. Now they should be able to hold the tower as well. Froggen burns both summoners, does go down in the end because of the Nocturne ultimate, and a really good move there from Viper on the Aatrox to create some space.
Okay, what a tight one. That was a nice engage there by FlyQuest. The Nocturne ult turning off. Teleport Hauntzer had to walk. The fact they got one back is pretty impressive. Nice flash chomp, or I should say chomp and the flash out for Hauntzer.
Yeah, let's take another look at this replay on the Braum. Contractz did hit the Prey Seeker. Unbreakable blocking, I think it still does add the damage. You still get tagged here. So maybe he didn't think it was going to get him low enough while he was still in range.
Yeah.
And didn't want to take the chance. Here we go, though. Teleport, initiation, flash knockup from Braum does land, so that prompts the Devour. You can only devour one of your carries. He chooses Deftly there. He's able to get him out. So Froggen, even though using both summoners, is the one to go down. But the ultimate from Deftly locks in place JayJ, so he has to stick around. Hauntzer just got off the ultimate as the dash was going through.
Yeah.
So the damage completes, and they're able to pick up the counter kill.
And that means you got a 3-kill Cho'Gath in the front line. The only one really able to kill that one is going to be, to be fair, it's a pretty good build for it. This Lucian here with Blade of the Ruin King and the Black Fever to punch through it. But this is fast approaching a very tanky Cho'Gath, who's going to be nigh unstoppable and will eat through frontliners. And meanwhile, you've got more deliveries down here. Naka comes in for Rek'Sai into the Vel'Koz chase. Ult towards WildTurtle puts him at 400 HP. Under the turret goes the rest of FlyQuest. They will just barely stay alive, but pushed off this wave. This should be a mid-turret for Golden Guardian.
Yeah, and this time it's 2 summoner spells blown from the FlyQuest carry. WildTurtle has to use his to get out of there, and a large chunk of damage sustained.
It means map control for a little bit. 50 seconds on this Drake coming up. You usually want to reset around now and get your wards back up. Keep in mind Baron alive as well. Hauntzer gonna kill this control ward. He'll spot Viper. He's pretty safe here.
Gotta say, Golden Guardians making a strong finish to this season. Really making a good case for themselves as far as setting up in the playoffs. Santorin definitely has been one of the most outstanding junglers of the LCS this split, but they're in a very difficult point in this game.
Golden Guardians are poised to be 6-3 in the back half of the split, which is honestly a very impressive run. It's about what Team Liquid's got based on how their TSM game goes.
I mean, they did get a decent amount of senior members that people were very excited for. You know, having Froggen come back, Hauntzer, a staple top laner for North America, really did create quite a lot of hype. And with everything coming together towards the end, definitely will be fun to watch that playoff run. Currently, definitely does have Olleh right next to him. Easy devour for safety, but the dragon is available, and FlyQuest are trying to set up for it.
Drake's alive. Mid lane's going to be pushed by both sides pretty equally here, and FlyQuest already on it, though. Can Golden Guardians stop them in time? Frontliner of Braum, big damage in. Picked up in the Cloud Drake, but now they're still going to be chunking down this front line. This is a very, very tanky Cho'Gath, still at 1,000. Root's not going to land out from Deftly. Looking for the slow. Not going to find Olleh there either. Rune King pop. Will he go in? No. Pobelter will save that one. But JayJ is now on death's door, has to run away. Drake picked up, no casualties, only regen now. The mid lane turret's already gone, so just the wave clear. All Golden Guardians gonna get.
They actually had a ping up towards Baron too. If they push this mid wave and move towards Baron, they might be able to bait FlyQuest in. There's a lot of damage that's available to the Golden Guardians. If they're able to, you know, secure this vision control and make FlyQuest walk towards them.
They're trying to bait it. They're gonna find, not quite Santorin, only some damage. They were hoping someone would face check. They couldn't get that kill. Most ults are available. Braum's nearby, healthy enough to fight. Only some poke from the Varus, nothing picked up here. That was a nice attempt by Golden Guardians, trying to play around that. Didn't get anything for it, though. Back to the mid lane, and an easy reset for both sides if they want it.
All right, let's see if they can actually establish control here, because it's going to be a reset. Golden Guardians thus far have done a very good job at opening up this map. With bottom and mid turrets down, they should be able to make another offensive push. FlyQuest, though, still fighting strong. 3 elemental dragons, all of different types, so huge value there for them, especially as we go later into the game.
Yeah. Only one of them works in combat, 3% bonus movement speed. Cloud Drake's pretty good for that one. So if it's just full HP 5-on-5s, it might not mean as much, but as you're mentioning, the region of the Ocean Drake and that Mountain Drake that was picked up so early on, that can definitely mean big things in certain scenarios. Looking now at Pobelter as Golden Guardians, he is very much isolated, not yet tracked by Tremor Sense, he's actually run away. They're not going to go for this one, only just showing to kill some wards and knock down the minion wave. Pobelter waiting around. Braum and Lucian heading up towards him, so it can eventually be a 3-on-3. They're not going for a dive, just killing the minions.
And they don't, as we saw there with the vision toggle, they didn't have vision of any other FlyQuest members. So FlyQuest do get off the full reset. Everybody going back to base, spending their money. Not quite a completion here for Pobelter. So he's going to want to be the one that does also get back to base as well before the next team fight.
An important thing to consider is that double TP play that FlyQuest committed to, where they try to get those kills in Golden Guardians. Those TPs have come back up. Nothing's hugely been gained since those teleports were burned. It was TP advantage for 5 minutes, and FlyQuest didn't cede anything for that. They actually managed to keep the map pretty much the same and even picked up a Drake for it.
Yeah, what FlyQuest are looking for, again, is another play similar to that one. You have a flank from a Lissandra and or Aatrox, plus a hard engage from the Nocturne going in. JayJ on Braum now does have flash once again, so they have a very similar setup to what they were looking for last time. And last time it was very effective at getting to Froggen and killing the Vel'Koz. So it's going to be about how Golden Guardians react this time around, because FlyQuest are the ones looking for the predatory play. They're the ones looking to pull the trigger here with the hard engage. They've got, again, as you mentioned, the double teleport flanks and a Nocturne flash Braum to ready right up the middle. Golden Guardians have thus far done a very good job at playing that side lane, keeping their lanes pushed out, and defensively keeping their 2 carries up.
As you mentioned at the very beginning of the game, the stopwatch tracking is now broken for Froggen. So what he bought 2 seconds with last team fight, he can't do anymore until he finishes a full Zhonya's Hourglass, which he might be building towards now. We'll have to see.
He hasn't spent in a while.
Yeah, he's got 2,400 going back to base here, with most of the components to build that item. And indeed, it's going to be that Zhonya. So now he's got it back.
That is key for the next team fight here.
Yeah.
All right, you got to check inventories as well as FlyQuest. When you're the team that relies on a hard engage, on a champion like Vel'Koz that has both summoners available as well, adding in the factor here of the extra Zhonyas is going to be very difficult to work around.
Well, I'm going to start tracking individual champions here. Top lane, 500 gold up for Hauntzer, 1,000 up for Santorin in the jungles. This Nocturne is going to have to be a major factor in this game as FlyQuest are down 2,000 as a team. It's going to be Santorin to find some kind of opening. They have not yet really found these side lane plays. He's gotten the kills. The team fights haven't been quite so easy for them. Now setting up around Baron as Golden Guardians. Olleh face checking the brushes.
They definitely need Hauntzer with them. Hauntzer right now on the Cho'Gath is extremely strong. With the full Warmogs, with the Righteous Glory, this Cho'Gath can just walk at people and move FlyQuest around the map. So they have to be very careful if Hauntzer is halfway down the river. But once he joins up, it'll be a lot more secure. Pobelter split pushing on top side while the dragon is spawning. Golden Guardian's gonna have to force something because Pobelter gets an objective himself.
It's actually a recall out of the Tahm Kench, maybe in case he needs it to rejoin the team. And as the rest of FlyQuest actually pushing in topside and towards the Baron, they're trying to rush out for something right now as Golden Guardians take the Drake, but they've got to react to the base right now because FlyQuest get rid of the wards, and they will not go for the Baron, but they could bait this.
Oh, this is definitely dangerous territory. Full control wards for FlyQuest throughout this river, and the Golden Guardians comp is not set up to face check unless they have Hauntzer there. Currently, he's on the bottom side of the map. They feel like there's not enough pressure on the Baron, though. They're not even flinching. Oh, they've got a ward inside there.
Oh, they did? Okay.
I believe they had a blue ward that went down.
They did burn the trinket. Okay.
It's been turned off since by the control ward, but that brief moment of vision gave them the confidence that they could call Hauntzer up. He didn't have to use teleport, just walked up the river.
Yeah, that was that one flint. Blue trinket was off of cooldown, so it was very easy to use, and indeed they were only waiting the brushes, and it meant safety was there. Blue buff now goes over to Pobelter. No such ease for Froggen right now, as now Clouds and Ocean Drakes have been tied up. The only difference being that one mountain picked up at 5 minutes for FlyQuest. Gold still actually tightened up a little bit. Only 1,000 now, as a lot of top lane pressure had come through from Pobelter's split push. He's actually even got a level lead over Froggen. 16-15 is important power spike for a mage.
And I think Froggen should be commended here because it's so important that this mid tower is standing. When you're on a team like this and you're the ones trying to defend, so much of your defense comes from this mid turret and it leading around this Baron area. That is allowing the Golden Guardians to use their Tahm Kench to really ensure that they've been able to keep even just the smallest amount of vision here around the Baron and not have to overextend past that turret. You can see it's very low in the mid lane, so FlyQuest, one extra goal here, trying to topple that first, will really open up some more options for them as far as getting those angles for your Lissandra to try and engage.
Well, we'll see if that can happen. FlyQuest have been eking their way back into the gold. Bring it down to within 1,000. Golden Guardians, it's their turn to set up around Baron. They've got most of the wards killed, but not all of them. You can see that one spotting Contractz.
Oh, they're far away from Hauntzer here, so even the time of a teleport channel, you know, Nocturne ultimately gets in, Lissandra can flash, level 16 right now too. If the team is walking through the river like that, those are the opportunities that FlyQuest can try and jump on if they have everyone in position and they're well coordinated. Both teams now, though, with vision throughout this Baron River.
And FlyQuest have tied the game back up in gold. In fact, they were momentarily ahead for a little bit as the bot lane outer fell, and they are eking these advantages out. They have better silence. They have 2 teleports, and the turret's now 3-2 in their favor. The gold pretty reasonable now. This mid game, the very, very slow mid game, is just growing and growing towards FlyQuest.
And once again, you can see Froggen, he clears the minion wave, then hugs this tower once again, always going right back to that mid tower. That's such an important point of defense that has kept this Golden Guardians composition afloat here.
And one thing to point out is the hard engage tools really aren't there for the Golden Guardians side. It's Tahm Kench flanks or, you know, hopeful ruptures out of this Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath, Righteous Glory is your best bet. Walking at him.
That's not as good as literally Lissandra. So, you know, that is part of why this game is a little bit slower. Now looking for the play. Over the wall and a JayJ, but he jumps back, does not get knocked up a second time. Looking now as Tahm Kench. This time they might have the damage up, but if they do, they found the kill. This is I talk about engage tools. They get the jump over the wall. That turret just barely fell, and they had the vision control still.
Yeah, what about Rek'Sai tunnel? Contractz is able to get in there, and Golden Guardian is going to take that opportunity to start up the Baron. Damage is going down, and FlyQuest are circling.
They can sustain this for a while. Teleport's now coming in. This is going to be the 5v4 to decide this game, most likely, as Viper coming in from the sides, push around a little bit, but not yet slowed. The flash in for Contractz finds a bit. He's going to ult and run away and dash, and Viper stays alive. Ult for flash there.
Hauntzer does have access to the Cho'Gath ultimate, too. If they go for a Baron burn, Golden Guardian should have that in the bag.
FlyQuest can't let them burn, but they're still going to get lower down to 4,000 health, 3,000 health here. Contract's locked up, and he's not the important one. Oh, it was almost failed, but they get it anyway. They get the pickup, but they have killed the Rek'Sai. So a 4-on-4. JayJ, though, is back alive. Golden Guardians need to make a very good retreat right here. They are missing their jungler. Viper and Santorin waiting to come back in. Who can they find? This could be kills based on how it goes. No knock-up yet.
Viper has no ult.
They found the knock-up into the back line, though. They found a little bit of damage, but not yet a stun. They're going to split back left, but now you've got the frontliner right there in that Nocturne. You got decent damage. Turtle's picked up Olleh. Here comes the ult in for Froggen, and he finds one. Looks for a second, but can't get it just yet. You still got Hauntzer safe. Looking at the slowed down as well. Froggen's already dead. This could be the ace for Baron. He saves a second and a half. He's going to try to get the kill. He gets one. He looks for more. He's got some damage, but he doesn't have the health. That's going to be the kills picked up. An ace for FlyQuest.
Raid boss down. They finally take out Hauntzer. Golden Guardian securing the Baron, but losing everyone's life.
And they're going to push in for at least one turret. Contractz died early, but he can't defend 3. The turret is all they're going to get. FlyQuest going to reset. Look at the gold right there with a out the head for them.
Whew. Baron buff taken off the map as soon as it was put on the map. FlyQuest collect all of the kills and an inhibitor turret here. Let's take another look at how it starts out as Contractz walks up on the Rek'Sai and gets interrupted in the tunnel there. Nice job by Viper. And even though that Baron showed 61 health, they still got it with the extra auto attack there. So Golden Guardians did secure it at the cost of Contract's life. Once Contractz is down though, Turtle does get a lot of damage with the culling. Santorin and Viper do get the flank off. And here's the big moment. Pobelter goes in. 1v4 initiation. Finds it, gets the Devour out. Santorin waiting for Deftly on the other side. Finds the Fear Tether. And even though Froggen puts out a lot of damage there with the Vel'Koz, cutting down the extra member, it's not enough. With the extra revival, Guardian Angel brings him back up. Hauntzer in the end does get the counter kill, and that was quite big for them, taking a while to go down.
Yeah.
So this game still could go either way, Freak.
3 kill difference in that fight. 2 went back to Golden Guardians there. The Baron buff worth 1,500, but as you mentioned before, all knocked off, and that inhibitor turret now left open. Looks like the Cloud Drake was grabbed by Golden Guardians the way back. The reset was slow enough from FlyQuest. That neutral objective did go over to the red team. This gold only 1,000 apart, and I actually do favor Golden Guardians Drake slightly. I like the second Cloud more than I like Mountain. Especially with Baron off the map, it's not going to matter there at all.
Definitely a hard-fought game here between 2 of our playoff teams. Little bit of a preview what we will see next week in the North American LCS.
Yep.
Hauntzer here is going to find quite a few FlyQuest members in his jungle and chase them right out. Got to stay away from that big bag Cho'Gath.
Yeah, he's definitely scary. Still got 4 kills to his name, a lot of them with the ultimate. Not all of them, but still a very, very large champion. As Golden Guardians right back on the map, they feel speedy, and they're going to knock down some of these minions, and they'll get first push on a mid. It's going to be weird because there's no neutrals up for several minutes now. You've got about, 3 minutes remaining until either one spawns back up, and for now it's a dead ball state.
It's interesting because, yeah, there's not a lot to fight over, even though Golden Guardians would like the fight now. The Guardian Angel power spike has shifted to their side. Previously, they burned Santorin's Guardian Angel. Now they have one for themselves on Contractz and on Deftly. Take a look at that gold graph, though. Big, big comeback as far as FlyQuest getting all of those kills around the Baron, chasing down the Golden Guardians. They've really brought this game back into a territory
They
where
might catch him.
Could get
He's
Pobelter.
flashless. The ult comes in to buy some time. The zone is available. Self-ult used. Now there's no other way out. The stopwatch is burned. Even Hauntzer shows up and gets the feast. He grows even bigger.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to fight. That's going to be one pick for themselves, but FlyQuest are pushing out the lane. So remember, there are no neutral objectives to capitalize on, meaning that just one kill going over is a lot just about the cooldowns that you get along with it. Zhonya's isn't that long of a cooldown. Self-ult is even shorter of a cooldown, so Pobelter does buy time, and that in exchange for a teleport means it's not too big of a pick.
He's going to stay in an okay spot. Even the outer turrets won't even go down. Top lane is pushed so far by Pobelter that even with an outer turret up at 37 minutes, a kill is not enough to knock that one down. They let the minion wave crash. No one stays to cash in that 500 gold or get that map control. So it's still very slow going for Golden Guardian.
And in this time, the cooldown for the Guardian Angel for Santorin does come back up for FlyQuest. So 2 revives on the side of Golden Guardians with their double Guardian Angels, but also 2 for FlyQuest with the Aatrox ultimate available.
Yeah.
Santorin's Guardian.
I want to point out a beautiful sight. Look at the right-hand side of the scoreboard at the bottom. 10 control wards for Golden Guardians. Every coach's dream. Golden Guardian,
I got you.
max allowable control wards is
some highlights on these all-stars.
worthy.
Boom, boom, boom.
And definitely put one down, even better.
Gotcha, freak.
Look at these amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a value add. Thank you, Kobe.
All right. Baron is coming back up here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the fight. Enough counting control wards. We're going to have to start using those control wards because they don't matter if they're in your inventory, freak.
Nope.
As happy as you can be that they've been purchased, you need to move into the Baron area, place these control wards, and force FlyQuest to be the ones face checking.
Okay, they're going for Pobelter once again. Now, of course, they're too far. The Claw's pretty good. Contractz can go. Not for this. You could Q ult into Unburrow, but not the play. Wasn't going to be in range. Instead, they have control wards all around this pit now. Trying to get rid of the vision, trying to set up now in this Baron play. Pobelter goes over the wall. Will Contractz follow? No. But he's going to get caught out. He's got to jump over. Oh, does not get stopped. He's going to stay alive and silence the front line. Teleport but's complete. Big damage on towards JayJ, pushing to half HP. Viper in. The whole squad is here. Looking now at Santorin, but not killed either. JayJ at half HP, though.
Yeah, and that health is hard to get back. He's got 4 procs of the Targons that he can go heal up the minion wave, but Viper's taking damage too.
Once again towards the Aatrox, now rooted in place. They could knock down the ult. They could knock down the GA maybe afterwards. He's picked back up. That's an ulti burn, but it's also Varus is gone.
Yeah, Varus ult down and Vel'Koz ult down, so Golden Guardian's also using cooldowns here. They're trying to rush Baron again.
Big damage to Pobelter. Has to claw out, so he can't rejoin for about 10 more seconds. Waiting now on the other side of the fight. WildTurtle towards the front, but the vision's no good. It's all controlled. They can't see inside the pit right now, so FlyQuest are pushed back by the might of 10 control wards and poke from Froggen. They will cede this objective, and it will grow into a 1,500 gold lead as his buff is picked up and taken down by auto attacks. Instead, Elder Dragon will be started up.
Yeah, they're trying to trade objectives here. Can they get it in time? Teleport's also being used to the bottom lane. It's still gonna, 4,000 health. They should be able to burn it.
They're gonna try to burn it. They're gonna get this one picked up. There's a pretty big buff right now and better combat stats, I would say, for FlyQuest buff. But mid's gonna be pushed down. That turret will be given away. FlyQuest will recall to match this one. And Viper better be careful. If he's caught out, he could die for this one.
They're zoned off from this tower, though. It should go down here. Definitely has plenty of attack speed.
Oh, they found Pobelter. He caught himself out. He didn't take the recall. He looked for a flank, but he was found out. That means the turret's going to fall, and the Golden Guardians push to 4th is still alive. They will keep going for the base 5v4, Kobe.
Critical kill there for the Golden Guardians. Now it's 4v5 for FlyQuest at their Nexus.
They've got to defend. They have the Elder Dragon buff. They've got the stun. They've got damage from turtle towards the back line, but no, JJ's going to die first. Look at the dive. Not going to happen. Definitely saved up by Olleh. The cluster happens. Another kill comes through for Hauntzer. They might have done it. A 6-3 back half of the split is in their sights. They find the knockup and a Guardian Angel, and Golden Guardians will improve to a 9-9 record. They will tiebreak at the end of the day for 4th seed from 10th place last year into playoffs, into possible side selection. What a split from Golden Guardians.
Everyone was wondering if it would be a triumphant return to the LCS for Froggen or not.
Yep.
Wondering, after so much time off, does he still have it? Not only does he still have it, but the rest of the team is coming together so well around him. Team play coming through from even the rookies on this squad.
Yep.
Deftly, Contractz, cleaning up so much during this split.
Golden Guardians in the back half of the split went 6-3. Those losses were Cloud9, TSM, and Team Liquid. They're not playing any of those teams first round, guaranteed for sure. So the only teams they can play in playoffs are exactly FlyQuest, who they just beat today, and that's a good setup.
We are going to get another preview in this matchup later today, get a tiebreaker. FlyQuest will have their chance at revenge. It's not over yet.
It's not over. It'll be a battle for seeding who gets side selection in that quarterfinal, in the chance at top 4. That's going to be a big battle here, and it also means, of course, our next game will determine the last team to make LCS playoffs. Win, you're in. Losing, you're out. That'll be exciting. But Golden Guardians spent some time talking about them. They have turned it around from the 0-4 start to this.
Yeah, and I like that they have done it with things like Karthus and Vel'Koz here. You know, there are unique aspects to these champions.
Yep.
High damage output, super long range, and they utilize it so well.
They played it really nicely. So now for more on that victory, Olleh standing by with an interview with the jungler who forced a tiebreaker.
Thanks, guys. Contractz, congratulations on the win against FlyQuest. But I mean, I got news for you. You got to play them again at the end of the day in a rematch for that 4th seeding. And with that, nice side selection for quarterfinals. So did you come in today with a game plan for game 2, or how do you think that's going to go?
I think we're kind of just winging it right now, but I hope we win. I mean, it'd be nice to get 4th instead of 5th.
Oh, yeah. Well, high hopes for both you and Golden Guardians. Wishing you the best of luck with that match at the end of the day. And for more on the game, let's hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you very much, Olleh. Golden Guardians are on an absolute tear on the back half of the split here, forcing our one tiebreaker at the end of the day, a rematch against this very FlyQuest team for 4th place and side selection in what will be a best of 5 between these two squads.
Best friends.
They're winging it. They're winging it. They're not even trying. They're out there just getting all the wins, making it to playoffs. Damn, it's easy to play League of Legends.
I guess so. They're making it look easy. How do we feel about that win for Golden Guardians? Obviously, it was a decently back and forth game. There was quite a bit of tension there through the mid-game.
Right. I mean, they started off with a blunder up top with Hauntzer dying with an overextension, but they played really well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they evolve as a team. When they put pressure onto their bot lane and through their mid lane, they seem to do well, and they put Hauntzer onto a tank. He does well there. When they put him on mages, I don't necessarily like it that much. I've seen his Victor, his Rise, they're fine, but they're not as good as the tanks. And if they can keep focusing on their bot lane and their mid lane, I think they'll have a huge way to come hard into these playoffs.
Especially with their picks. The Tahm Kench with the cleanse is so hard to gank that lane, so it's really easy to also pull back someone. It's like, oh, you're about to feed? Nope, let me take you out of here, put you back in your place. And you know that when Golden Guardians gets to survive before the engage happens, they're gonna pull off a really strong fight. So here in this mid game, they're able to take off Turtle right away. And this really just showcases that the composition, when it clumps as 4, is really hard to lock down.
That's what I really liked about this game, was it showed a lot of good things for Golden Guardians moving forwards. This zone control, a lot of meatballs with some pokey backline, and then you just go to the Baron and you sit there and you just keep poking them, and if they can't contest, you have Cho'Gath to secure the Baron. So I really liked how they played to their team comp's win condition. It shows that they're being smart. And then, yeah, the Olleh Tahm Kench is, like, I think a must-ban versus this team. It's so good.
Actually, your Cho point is super nice, because if you struggle at Baron, just pick Cho, and it's so easy every single time. You never have to make the choice. Like, do we smite? Do we turn? Do we do it? It's like, nope, just always finish the Baron.
More damage than the smite for the opposing jungler in all situations. Let's talk about the FlyQuest squad, though, and how they performed in this game, because, again, they're going to have to rebound from this loss in just 3-4 hours and run it back. I think taking a look at this champion select initially, we're like, all right, Vel'Koz in the mid lane up against Lissandra and Nocturne. That's not a matchup I necessarily want to be in and could possibly be abused, but that's not what happened. Froggen was 1-0-2 at the outset of the game.
Right. I think that FlyQuest didn't make very many proactive plays. They have a Lissandra, they have a Nocturne. I don't believe I've ever really saw them do a combination where they like ganked bottom or top together, even mid. And they kind of just let Golden Guardians take the game in the sense they gave them the control and they never tried to take it back and look for flanks or engages.
Right, I think they tried one time with the roam with Lissandra. They knocked on the door. I was like, hey, can we gank you? I was like, no, not now. And they just never tried again. And I think that the reason why is because you've got a super tank in the top lane, Aatrox and Nocturne are not going to kill him, and then Tahm Kench with cleanse in the bottom lane. You just don't even bother. And then when you look at mid lane, cleanse again, and you're just always thinking, this is going to be such a hard gank to pull off. We might as well do something else. So I would have liked to see them just really try that out and see, okay, how can we get the kills with the cleanses? How do we need to set up our waves, which almost always just dive the Vel'Koz into the tower?
Well, I was going to say, that's the thing is, come mid to late game, they rarely had a chance to just go for this flank opportunity because they were constantly getting poked out. And I think Golden Guardians deserve a lot of credit for setting up those situations and making sure they're always poking out the side of FlyQuest. So, like, I want my Aatrox on the side, I want my Lissandra on the side, and Nocturne going in, and then someone's always low. JJ's low, Lissandra's low. It was so hard to find the right time to get all 5 members healthy and then attack.
Right, and I think the reason why that was so easy for Golden Guardians to do, the casters brought it up, but they had such good vision control throughout that. One time they had 10 different pink wards in their inventory, so it's really hard to do and engage when there's so much vision on the map. So you have to try and choose a map that you want to try and take a fight on, clear out that vision, then look for the flank. But FlyQuest didn't do that, and they just looked for the flank and got picked off.
Yeah, that final kill onto Pobelter is exactly that. Great vision control. They're thinking, Lissandra flank, finally we'll recall. We have the Elder Drake buff, and he's insta-dead, and the game's over.
Right. So what adjustments do you make as FlyQuest then, looking ahead to this tiebreaker? Are they champion select adjustments?
Kench ban. You cannot let Golden Guardians get this pick, period. Like, every match in playoffs, you can't allow this team to have it. They are using it better and better every single game. It makes their laning phase a lot easier. You saw that it was Lucian and Braum being aggressive. They were the ones down in CS. Golden Guardians managed to actually win that lane as well. So just get rid of that pick. It's way too good for them.
Which I thought was really weird, by the way, because every time we pan down to there, we're seeing it definitely get beat up. Was Turtle literally just missing the CS, or were they actually doing something to make it miss? I don't actually know.
Too busy autoing Deftly.
Yeah.
Not autoing the minions.
What about for Golden Guardians then? Assuming a Tahm Kench ban, how do they play in a similar style, as you mentioned, maybe having that tank in the top lane and focusing on mid to bot? What pick do you put in place of a Tahm Kench that can kind of serve a similar purpose of safety?
I think you've got Braum, you've got your Alistar, really tanky, hard to kill, and maybe even a Morgana. Probably not, but it is a valuable flex pick from now on, right? We saw Cloud9 play it, so now you can flex it.
I don't know if Froggen wants to play Morgana,
he does,
right?
right?
He's hard carry, flash in, ulti to everyone.
I don't know. I think the other thing, too, is a Kalista, because it does make your bot lane really strong, and it helps with their objective secure, which has been really good recently.
Kalista.
They have played it a couple times.
And
Kalista, Cho'Gath.
How
do you lose
the 3K smite, essentially?
They heard us here. Pick Kalista, Cho'Gath. You can't miss Baron. You just got to be able to get the Baron.
There it is. That's an easy win. All right, we're headed for a commercial break. When we return, it's the 6th place decider match between Echo Fox and Counter Logic Gaming. Stay tuned.
Wait, is Rapid Fire Cannon not ranged only?
Yeah, it is. No, you can buy it on Heckram too.
No, you look, it extends my auto.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes play to the bottom side right now. They got good damage. Turtle knocked out by the Rek'Sai. They might have the damage. Ult comes in. He's so low, but they might also get the kill. Nice pickup right there. Chonk back into safety. A kill in the bottom lane. Oh, first it's damage to the Turtle. He's going to get shut down and disintegrated, but a steal on that Drake goes over to the blue team.
Bear slash out. I'm on the way.
He's one health.
Vel'Koz. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Try to eat, right? 2 seconds. Eat 2 seconds.
Yeah, he should have it done. All right, good shit, boys.
Oh, wow.
That's fine, flash. He's a little tanky, boys.
Oh, flash here.
Okay, flash.
Yeah, going.
We're hitting mid.
Nice. Come in.
From 10th place last year into playoffs, into possible side selection. What a split from Golden Guardians.
Oh no, are you okay, Mike?
Yeah, got a pretty big fender bender here.
Don't worry, State Farm's got you covered.
That's great to hear. Robin, what's going on?
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna get you a tow truck, Mike.
Thank you. Real fender bender going on. Fender bender. Everybody remain calm. No reason to panic.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.